So here is Chopra. Needs to get things going here. Finds himself trailing. So the Indian just unleashes a pretty decent effort there. That's going to come just a little bit short there. Well, Chopra has to deal with things that perhaps some of the other athletes don't. He's such a major figure back home in India, has an immense following on social media. Doesn't throw as often these days. You know, the last 3-4 years when he's risen to the top of the world, usually only 3, 4, 5 competitions a year, and was beaten in Zurich, as I mentioned, by Vadlec, and still trailing. 83-80 for Chopra in the second round.
Well, Hollander then, in round 3, Oliver Hollander. 7th in Budapest, the 26-year-old Finn. Really unleashes that one with a whipping action, doesn't he? And that's not bad at all. That's very, very close to the lead. Vadlec opening, remember, with that 84.01. That's not as far. Hollander opened with a 78, then an 83, and he improves marginally there from his second round effort, 83.67 to 83.74, stays in third.
Bruni of Italy in the pole vault, early stages on the back straight in the women's pole vault. They'll be royally entertained there. Whoa, that stays on. Third attempt before 56 for Roberto Bruni. So that keeps her involved. She took 3 attempts to get over the opening height of 4:41. We've got Nina Kennedy, Katie Moon, who shared the gold medal at the World Championships. Sandy Morris coming back to some decent form as well, the American. Wilma Murto, the European champion and world medalist. Tina Sute of Slovenia making up the rest of the field. So Bruni still involved. Just. Pretty warm now, the sun high in the sky, middle of the day. It's getting up to around 30 degrees, I mentioned earlier on, but it is good conditions, in fact excellent conditions for the athletes. Not too hot, faint breeze if you like, but nothing to speak of either in the jumps. So the women's triple jump yet to come as well, and that on the home straight. Already seeing the men's triple jump, Diaz Hernandez winning that one.
Next event on the track, by the way, the women's 1500 meters. That's due off in about 5 minutes' time. The athletes will be introduced to this stadium crowd here, who know their middle and long distance racing so well. They'll be introduced in just a couple of minutes' time. This field event action still enthralling.
So Anderson Peters, I mentioned that win here last year. You may be aware that after that he got involved in an altercation on a boat, didn't he, when he went back home to Grenada and got injured in that. And I think that really upset everything, that he's had such a brilliant year last year and hasn't been able to reproduce that in any way, shape or form, the big man. Anderson Peters looks a bit of a sorry looking athlete around these days, just at the moment. I'm sure he'll get it back together again. It was a huge throw here last year, over 90 meters, and I think his best this year is 78. He does have a season's best around 85, I think, but he's been generally below 80 meters most of the season, including in Budapest. Didn't qualify for the final, so won't be troubling the top 2 or 3 here. Well, not a great day for Chopra. He was beaten in Zurich by Vadlec, and today having to suffer the same fate. We saw him earlier on, second round, 83.80. That was as good as it would get for him. A couple of no throws, really only around the 80-81 meter mark. So this great talisman for Indian athletics, which is improving. They've got lots of world-class athletes now, but the world champion not able to find the big throw today. Difficult conditions, tricky as we said earlier on. Having to settle again for second place to Vadlich.
Yes, indeed. Vadlich opening with 84.01. That would have been good enough for the victory, as it turned out. Remember, Chopra 83.80 in round 2 for second. This Vadlich, though, in round 6, had 3 no throws in rounds 2, 3, and 4, but he was hitting his straps pretty well, and none better than in round 6. This one, a marginal improvement, 84 meters, 24 from Vadlich. The World Championship bronze medalist, winner in Zurich just a couple of weeks ago with 85.86. Well, he's freshened up here for this one, and although he's 1.5 meters or so down on it, he's the best of all of them here in Eugene. He has the 2 best throws of the day, 84.24, backing up his opener 84.01, and a few big names taken down by the Czech. Speaking of Czechs, useful prize money, of course, for winning that diamond.